everybody. Happy Father's Day. Today I'm just doing a live Q&A, so you can ask me literally anything. And I've had a lot of controversy on some of the posts that I've recently posted, so I expect a lot of questions on those, but I'll let you guys start coming on. Hi, for craft's sake. Hi, everybody. How are you? I hope everybody's having a great Father's Day and you're celebrating those men in your life that have been fathers to you. You know, that fathers come in all different types of sources, you know. Stepfathers, fathers of, like, you know, people that adopt people. Like, there's just mentors and teachers. And so I hope that you reach out to all of those special men. Hi, Houston. In your life that have helped make you the person that you are today, right? If a man has helped make you the person that you are today, I wish that person a happy Father's Day. And for those of you who know me, know that I wouldn't say I was raised by my dad, but I was basically raised by my dad. So my parents got divorced when I was in 8th grade, and I moved in with my father. So from 8th grade all through high school and 2 years of JC, I lived with my dad. So my dad has a very, very special place in my life. And my dad was a huge part of me actually moving to Los Angeles, because when I came home to my dad and said, like, I want to, you know, try something new, and I kind of want to go somewhere. I feel like I don't really fit in here. I've always kind of felt like I was born into the wrong family, truth be told. And my dad, without hesitating, said, thank God, I always thought you needed to get out of this town. So it really kind of gave me that encouragement, which completely changed my life. So I owe a lot to my father. If you guys have any questions today, I'm just going to be answering a lot of questions. I want to say, though, before the questions start coming in, and listen, nothing is off the table. So I'm 56 years old. I'm a healthy aging coach and specialist. That's what I do. I'm a gerontologist, which took a lot of education to get to. I've got a double master's in gerontology and psychology. I'm also a certified holistic nutrition and health coach. I'm a 500-hour yoga instructor. There's a lot going on. So there's a lot of questions that I can field. If you guys have any questions that you want me to answer, like I said, nothing is off the table. I'm at my mom's house right now. So if you guys saw my stories, I might have to put my sunglasses on, but if you saw my stories from yesterday, you'll see that my mom lives in the middle of like 20 acres of grapevines. And those grapes are produced every year for raisins. What is the best food for energy? That's a really interesting question. I don't know that there's a single food that is best for energy. Because if I were to really answer that question, it would be sugar, which is not a healthy thing to say. So in terms of energy, if your energy is lagging, Baby Rose 1516, if your energy is lagging, no, because I understand that, like, dates, yes, that is good for energy. That makes sense. But I always tell my clients, like, when you feel like your energy is dipped, and that usually happens around 3 or 4 o'clock, instead of reaching for dates or something sweet or something to give you energy or caffeine, look back at what you ate 2 or 3 hours prior, because that is going to be an indication of, did your glucose level spike and then dip further. So we've got like a set point, right? I have this little tiny scrap of paper. I'm going to try to see if I can do this. We have a set point in terms of our blood glucose level. Let's say this is our stable level, right? And we eat something and it spikes our blood glucose up. And then if we have eaten something that's not good for us, our blood, it will literally, what will happen is we're like, try to compartmentalize it, and we'll try to clear the blood, and then it will dip the glucose level down here. So if you're feeling you're not having energy, instead of reaching for dates or reaching for something sugary, look at what you ate before and try to level off that glucose level. So if you were to have fiber first, before you ate this, if you had fiber first, that line goes a little bit more like this. It's a more stable. Oh my gosh, thank you for the badge. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to go back. Does that make sense? So it's not so much that you want to utilize food for energy. All food will give you energy. But if you want a stable blood glucose level, one that doesn't spike and then crash, that, my friends, is fiber. And I always say fiber is our friend. There was another question about stretch marks. Start off your day with a cup of water for breakfast. Yes, water is great. Like the first thing that I do when I wake up is I guzzle the water on the side of my bed. I go downstairs, I make 32 ounces of green tea and have that brewing while I get out in the sunlight, get the receptors, those bottom receptors of my eyes stimulated by the UV rays, low diffuse UV rays, which stops the production of melatonin. Then I jump in a cold plunge, I do red light therapy, and I drink my tea. So if you can have your body wake itself up before you're looking for chemicals or for food, that's a much healthier way to have your body work for you. But I like that cup of water to start off with. 1 banana a day keeps the doctor away. That's nice. That's good advice. Potassium and fiber. Altogether matters what you eat into your entire life. That's right. It's not like what is the one food that gives you energy, because all food converts to energy. That's caloric. That's the calories, right? So all food convert to that. But when somebody is low energy, I always think let's look at the hormones. Are you in your early 40s, late 30s? Look at the hormones. How's your hormones being optimized? Because that will dip your energy. How are you sleeping? And are you getting enough fiber, and are you eating foods that are going to spike your blood? Because this will give you energy right away. You eat something sweet in the morning, or you eat a bagel or something, it's going to spike you, but then it's going to drop it even lower energy than what you had previously. So I always tell people, look at what you ate a few hours before. Don't reach for that midday cup of coffee. Get out and move. So get out and walk. There's 2 different times of day that are great for exercise. One is within the first 2 or 3 hours of waking, and the other is around that 3 or 4 o'clock lull when you eat something and then you're like, oh my God, I have no energy. Way to get your energy back is get outside and walk. Get outside and do something. I hope that this comes back. Okay, good. There was something about stretch marks, and there was a question about stretch marks, and I'm going to try to keep my glasses off, but it's very bright out here. And the question was, what do you do about stretch marks? I like microneedling for stretch marks. And I have a lot of different tutorials on the Instagram club, that $4.99 club. By the way, you guys, if you have been interested in microneedling and looking at tutorials, my Sunday lives are normally demos. I did not do my live yesterday because I got not stuck. I had the privilege of having a longer breakfast with my dad for Father's Day yesterday. And so I didn't get to do the live show yesterday, so we're here today. But normally my Sundays are demos, and there's so many microneedling demos that I have on that Instagram club. So that is that subscription club that you pay $4.99. And what I wanted to tell you guys is it's June now, and I've had that price low at $4.99 for the last 3 months. But in July 1st, it goes back. So if you have ever been interested in learning how to microneedle at home, and that changes your health of your skin because you're causing microtraumas that cause your body to come to the rescue, produce collagen and elastin, cell turnover. I mean, it's one of the number one things that I've found for the crepiness around the eyes and the eyelid, as well as crepiness in multiple different body parts. So if you've ever been interested in learning how to do that, I highly suggest that you join that club for the lower price, because you'll be grandfathered into that lower price. Join the club at that lower price and go through that exclusive content with your microneedling tools in hand and do it right along with me. So that is an option. So let's see if there was anything else. But that, I just wanted to let you know that reduced price at $4.99 ends July 1st. So jump on that. You can always learn how to do it and then unsubscribe. Okay, and for those of you that are in the Instagram club, Every 28 days, that group chat ends automatically. It's out of my control. That's what Instagram does. And after that, I open up a new chat. So a new chat has been opened up. So if you are a subscriber in that club, just know that a new chat has opened up and you've already received an invite for that. Let's see if there's anything else. Any good way to monitor glucose? Maybe that device you attach to the arm. That's a good question. SMASR001. I used to wear the Levels glucose monitor. And I wore that for, I don't know, I want to say a month until I learned myself by looking at the data what spikes my glucose and what doesn't. But that's a good company to use. Levels, I have no affiliation, but it's a monitor that attaches to your arm, and then you can literally see the graph of when your glucose spikes, so you know what affects you, because we're all individuals, and what might affect my glucose levels or my spikes, that glucose roller coaster, might not be the same for you. For a lot of people, things, for example, like oatmeal maintains like a pretty steady glucose level, but for me, oatmeal spikes mine. So it really just depends. And I think using a glucose monitor for a limited amount of time to where you can learn your body and how your body reacts to food is a really good idea. But for that one, the only one I've personally used is Levels. Pathway Speech Therapy, thank you for the badge. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I'm going to just keep scrolling down. Oh, SMASR001, thank you for the badge. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling down. Listen, you guys, did you see the last post that I did on the pesticides in red wine? I had so many people coming out of the woodwork just bashing me for that because I didn't give resources. You guys, the resources are out there. I put in my story a clickable article that just came out today that talks about Mega Purple, talks about pesticides I think that article, I put the link in, talked about pesticides in wine, and that the government gives us a safe level of pesticides to be in wine. And even even the European wines, there was a study that came out and they tested, I think 40, maybe it was 34 bottles of European wines, and every single bottle had at least one pesticide or herbicide in there. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, pesticides or herbicides, that is directly linked to cancer. So not only is the consumption of alcohol linked to cancer, everything from mouth to anus, so all of it, mouth cancer, tongue cancer, esophageal cancer, stomach cancer, colon cancer, rectal cancer. So think about it, from mouth to anus, all those cancers increase, as well as ovarian cancer, breast cancer. So there is a definite link between alcohol and cancer. And now we add into the fact that every single bottle also has pesticides or herbicides in them, because grapes are one of the most, they're just sprayed with, like, I think it was the last study I saw was 17 different pesticides and herbicides and anti-mold. Now, that's stuff that you can't necessarily wash off of fruit because it gets taken up by the root system. So for those people that were saying, well, they take the skin off the grape, or they do, it's in the dirty dozen. It's literally red grapes, which makes me so mad because they give them to children. It's such a great fruit to give to children. My suggestion would be, if you're aiming for optimal health, because you never know how pesticides can affect your whole system, your microbiome. Think about that. We have living bugs inside of us, and you have pesticides and herbicides. You're literally killing bugs. So how does that affect your whole body? My suggestion would be that if you cannot find red grapes organically grown, don't eat them. So if you're looking at wine and you're thinking that wine is made out of grapes, you want to make sure that if you are still somebody who's not on the sober curious train, that has not yet given up alcohol, which is a known toxin, that you're also thinking about what else are you putting in your body when you're consuming that. Does that make sense? So in my story, in my Instagram story, I put a link there to one of the articles that I read even today that tested even all European wines. Now, U.S. wines are even worse, but European wines, every single bottle had at least one pesticide in there. So interesting information. You guys, I don't just pull this stuff out of thin air, and I'm not regurgitating stuff that I'm hearing on social media. So I got bashed a little bit by not giving resources. It's funny when you talk about alcohol. You know, people want to hold on to this for dear life because it's fun, because it feels good, right? And we used to think it was good for us, and now the research is showing there's no amount of alcohol that is good for us. And it used to be like, oh, there's resveratrol in the red wine, and this is healthy for us. And yes, resveratrol is healthy for us, but you can get it in a form that doesn't also have toxins in it, known toxins in it, right? You can take pills, you can eat organic red grapes without the alcohol. So somebody just asked, what green tea do you use and how do you make 32-ounce tea bags? I love that question, Marcia. I love that question. I like the one that I use, and listen, I don't have any affiliation with anything like this, but I like reishi because I can get a reishi matcha powder tea bag in an organic tea bag, because again, you want to make sure that if you're doing something healthy for your body, you're not taking in all of the pesticides and herbicides in order to produce that plant. So it's organic, and I use one tea bag, but I fill up a thermos, like I forgot what it's called. It's not aqua flask. Hydro flask. Oh my God. Hydro flask. I fill up a 32-ounce hydro flask with one large organic tea bag, and I let that brew. So normally for green tea, you would let it brew like 2 or 3 minutes. But because it's such a big amount of water, so think about that. Before I ever even put my clothes on in the morning, I've almost done with 32 ounces of green tea. So the polyphenols in that, anti-cancer, great for your skin. There's a lot of benefit for green tea in terms of longevity. So I liked reishi, but a lot of people, when they say like, I can't drink green tea because it makes me like very, very nauseous, it used to do the same thing for me. And then I had high tea in London one time, and the green tea was amazing. And I asked him, why is it that when I make it at home that I'm feeling nauseous? And he said, you're burning the tea leaves. Green tea is very fragile, so you want to just brew it for 2 or 3 minutes and then take the tea bag out. Well, if I'm doing it in a giant thing of 32 ounces, I'll usually brew it for about 5 minutes. Yeah, so I hope that answers the question. Okay, let's move on. But just so you know, I'm not sitting down, turning on the news, drinking 32 ounces of green tea. I'm outside in the morning, I hit the kettle on, I go outside, I get the light on the eyes because that's going to shut down my melatonin production. It's going to help wake me up and help set that sleep-wake cycle. I pour my tea in my 32-ounce thing, bring it upstairs, jump into a 50-degree cold plunge for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. The reason why I know it's 2 minutes and 48 seconds is because that's the length of the Rockies theme song. And so I have to psych myself up. I fill up the bathtub. I've tested the water. It's usually around 55 degrees, which is perfect for a cold plunge. You can also use your pool. And I'm in there for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. I then step out into like a surround system that I have of red light therapy panels. And I'm in there for at least 20 minutes brewing my green tea. That's when I start drinking my green tea. So I've already allowed my body to work, to wake up, right? The cold plunge is going to wake me up because it's heating my core. So anytime you're freezing on the outside, your body is working to heat itself because you want that homeostasis. So I've got the light on the eyes. I've heated my core by the cold plunge. I'm in the red light therapy. I'm putting on my skincare, and then I start waking up with the green tea as well. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I did a whole live show on my healthy aging morning hacks, because whatever you can get done in terms of meditation and breath work and light light therapy and skincare gadgets and working out, all that stuff. If you can get that done first thing, there's a lot fewer roadblocks that happen later on in the day, right? How many of you have ever said, like, I'm going to work out today, and you don't do it in the morning because you have a conference call or you woke up late or whatever, and then you just don't get to it because all of these different life roadblocks happen? Get that shit done in the morning, everybody. What's your opinion on minoxidil for hair loss? Love it, for craft's sake. I have had such great success with minoxidil for hair loss. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know I struggle with my hair because I stress shed. And I've got 3 kids and 1 stepchild, so I have 4 kids total. And I've been in a little bit of a crisis mode with one of my kids for now 9 months. So when in times of high stress, even though I pull on all of the healthy aging hacks that I coach one-on-one to people and I coach on this forum, I could feel like I'm okay. I can meditate, I could be working out, I do my cold plunge, do my red light therapy, all of that. Sound therapy, I do all of it. And that's what I coach. But even then, it's like your body still knows a little different, right? And so I will stress shed. And what I found is red light therapy helps, but oral minoxidil is a complete game changer. And that's because it's a vasodilator. So it actually dilates your blood vessels in your scalp all over. So it'll actually lower your blood pressure a little bit, just like blood pressure medication is a vasodilator, opens up the blood vessels, opens up the blood vessels and gives more circulation to the scalp. So what I have found, for craft's sake, is that red light therapy, which also increases circulation, oral minoxidil, they used to just do the topical stuff, right? Remember Rogaine, that you'd have to like get in there and massage in there? What they have found is that when you take it orally, it's so much more effective. So the combination for me, because my hair loss or my health of my hair has to do with circulation, what has worked the best for me is oral minoxidil and red light therapy. Those 2 things, the combination is otherworldly. And if you happen to have slightly elevated blood pressure, which more people do than not, it'll actually help with that as well. Okay, I'm back. I'm outside of my mom's house, so I don't know how the connection is, but if you get these little pauses. Okay, I've got a question. I'm 61. This is a question coming in. Gassel Heather 90. Hold on one second. Take a little drink of mushroom coffee. For those of you who don't know about my practices, my healthy aging hacks, I don't eat breakfast at all. I break my fast with a mushroom coffee. And so that, because in times of deprivation, when we're fasting, we fast for 8 hours. Hopefully we sleep at night. I think I got 7.5 last night. So we're fasting for that amount already. And that enables our body to go through something called autophagy, which is super, super, I think, cool. and it's one of the things that I feel really, the research is showing really adds to longevity, because in times of deprivation, your body will go into those damaged proteins, and pick them apart. This part doesn't work. This one's crappy. Let's get rid of this. Let's throw this one away. We'll use these and make this other healthy protein. And it's only in times when you're not just completely bombarding your system with food that your body is capable of doing this. But when I break my fast, I've been doing intermittent fasting, you guys, since before I knew it was intermittent fasting. So for, I want to say 30 plus years, I'm 56. I started intermittent fasting in my mid-20s. So there's a lot of, listen, I'm here at my mom's. I've got no computer around me. I have nothing. I can try to pull some sources for you guys, but all you have to do is just Google search, go into like some of the, like I would usually go into like Harvard Medical, USC, which is my alma mater, has a great longevity center. Look for papers in there on intermittent fasting and longevity, or intermittent fasting and autophagy. Amazing stuff. Okay, but I do break my fast with a mushroom coffee because I've just like cleaned out all my bad cells, and now I want to do something great for my brain. Okay, here's the question. I'm 61, went through menopause without estrogen for 5 years. Okay, looked at my face, it seemed like overnight my volume is gone in my face. That will happen. You could also look at bone loss. If you're 61, if the volume, a lot of people, here's a misconception. A lot of people think, oh, we just lose fat in our face when we get older. We lose bone, cheekbones, chin. You lose bone as well if you're going through menopause. Hormone replacement therapy is super, super important for that. And I can talk about how to strengthen your bones, like weighted vests, lifting weights, vibration plates, my Osteomax, which is a K2D3 supplement. If you guys are interested in any of my healthy aging supplements, I've been doing this a long time. I'm super, super careful what enters my body. So much so that I didn't like any of the supplements on the market and started working with a company and designed my own. So if you're interested in that, there's an Osteomax that I have that really improves bone density. If you want to keep your cheekbones, not just the fat that's on top of them, but you want to keep your cheekbones, you have to do stuff that's great for bone density. So my Osteomax is a K2D3, but it's a MK7, which is the type of K2 that you want that literally directs the calcium out of your arteries and into your bones. If you want super strong bones, you need to make sure that you're on a vitamin D supplement that preferably is a K2 as MK7, because it works like you're directing that calcium exactly where you need it in your bones. Okay, I'm back to the question. Went through menopause without estrogen for 5 years. Looked at my face, it seemed like overnight my volume is gone of my face. Have marionette lines, so did my mom. Any suggestions? I gave a couple right there, but yes, I have a ton of suggestions. What I don't want you to do, what is the mistake that I think so many people make, is you go to your dermatologist or you go to someplace and say, I have marionette lines, can you put filler? And people will put filler here. This is not where you lose volume when you age. You lose volume at the temples because you lose fat here. So you'll see I have a little dip right here. When we're younger, our face is like an upside down egg. Pardon my drawing. When you get older, it starts to look like this because we lose volume here in our temples and we lose volume in our cheeks. And so then this, by the loss of volume, by the loss of bone, by the loss of fat, the whole thing sags down and we become, look, I just did that. We become jowl heavy. We become heavier down here. So there's lots of different things that you can do with that. My suggestion and what I do is I do Sculptra injections up here. Sculptra is not a filler. Sculptra is a collagen stimulator. So I'm letting my own body fill up and produce collagen in the areas where I'm lacking. So that would be my suggestion. Don't ever put anything down here in your face, unless it's Sculptra, unless you're like, I felt like skin texture. That's kind of, I got to work on a little bit of skin texture, and you want to like feather in, you want your dermatologist or your injector to feather in a little bit of Sculptra. I did a whole live show on this, you guys, with Ellie Lambert, and we did a whole, like, just how do you determine what, not all injections are the same. People think it's a needle and it's in your face, it's Botox. No, it's a needle and it's in your face, it's filler. No, there's so many different things that you can do. But that loss of volume, I want to make sure that you are eating enough because you don't want to lose weight. Have you guys heard of this Ozempic face? It's a thing. Trust me. I've got clients who are on the shot, and they needed to be on the shot because they were pre-diabetic. But they were on the Ozempic shot and lost so much weight that everything got deflated. Everything got deflated, and then it started sagging, and then of course they freak out, and what do I do, and what can I do? So make sure that you're not frail. Make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're eating enough vegetables. A lot of people would say, make sure you're eating enough high quality protein. You eat enough vegetables and you're eating the color of the rainbow, you're going to be way healthier, and you'd be shocked at how much protein is in a lot of vegetables. So I'd say make sure you're eating enough. Don't, strong is the new skinny. We don't want to be too skinny. You want to build muscle. You also want to keep your bone, okay? So a K2D3 supplement. Again, you guys can just DM me the word supplements, or when I post this to my main feed, which I'm going to do, just comment the word supplements and it'll give you that, check your DMs, it'll get to your link. But you want to do a K2D3 supplement. You want to make sure you're doing weight-bearing exercise. So you're not just running, you're not just doing, Zumba classes, but you are picking up weight that is going to add gravity to you. That's how you build stronger bones. And that's everywhere. So that's all I got on that. And I would do, if you're like, this whole thing is gone, like overnight, all of this happened, I would do you might be looking into, maybe for you, depends, everybody's different. I can just tell you what I've done, I did a little fat transfer. How long ago was that? 10 years ago? 7 years ago, I did a little fat transfer here and then Sculptra injection. So I don't have typical filler in my face. This is my face. There's nothing in there other than what my body has produced. And that's a lot to do with microneedling as well. Because when you're creating microtraumas, and again, all of these tutorials for microneedling are on my exclusive content page just for this month, $4.99. So you want to get in there and try to learn how to do that. But when you're creating those microtraumas, it calls on your own body to come to the rescue and produce collagen and elastin. And think about collagen being structural, right? So it's a structural part of your skin. And so it adds volume and tightness and firmness. I hope that helps. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Coaching people to make life changes based on their data is the best way to help. Make adult behavior changes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Okay, let me see. Anything else? Is taking glutathione safe? I'm really skeptical of a lot of sources of stuff. So there's so many different ways that I can answer that question. Yes, it is. And I would also check the source. That's my answer to that. Creative Candy, cancer loves sugar too. You know what is shocking, Creative Eye Candy? Is that, do I want to get into this? Because somebody's going to get really mad at me. The shocking thing is, if you go on the American Cancer Society website and you go to the recipes that they suggest, there's a lot of stuff with high sugar and a lot of meat and a lot of various things. And all I can say about that is the science shows that you can severely decrease your chances of cancer and your chances of recovering from cancer through the foods that you eat. And one of those is to stay away from sugar, because cancer does love sugar. But you go on the American Cancer Society website, and I think one of the things was, cancer doctors just want you to not become frail. So eat anything you can, all the calories you can. And that's not the healthiest thing to do. So there's a lot of like cake with ice cream and things like that, just because they want you to not become frail. But there's a lot more research out there that, okay, sorry, I think I froze there, but I think when I post it, that will all become, it'll squish it all together. But yeah, cancer does love sugar, and there's a lot of research on how to improve your chances of getting cancer, but not only that, but if you do have cancer, to improve your survival rate through the foods that you eat. Okay, hold on. Somebody said, what is your opinion on fasting? I'm afraid it will change my metabolism completely and I will start depositing fat. It depends on your age. It depends, I've been doing intermittent fasting, like I said, for 30 plus years. I would not be somebody that would say long amounts of fasting are good. I wouldn't do days of fasting, because what you're doing is you're starving your microbiome, and your microbiome will start eating that layer. You've got like a mucus layer in your intestines. So when you're fasting for long periods of time, like people that go and they're like on a juice fast, or they're on a, whatever kind of weird concoction fast that you can drink, whenever you drink your calories, the first few centimeters of the small intestines, those calories turn into glucose, get pulled through the small intestines and into your bloodstream. That food does not make it down to feed that microbiome. So I would not suggest long-term fasting or fasting even for more than 16 hours. 16 hours is my maximum fast that I do. And I make sure that the first thing that I eat is a ton of vegetables. And it's not just because that's going to help me live longer, because it will, but it's because it's the fiber in the vegetables, that structural part of all the plants, that makes it down to the colon where the microbiome need to eat. If you're eating processed food, or you're drinking juices, or you're juicing, you're juice cleansing, all of that stuff, that does not get down to where you're going to feed your microbiome. Your microbiome lives off of the fiber found in vegetables and fruits. Does that make sense? So I don't do any sort of juicing or juice fast. I don't juice anything, even celery juice. And I know, listen, a lot of people are going to give me a lot of pushback on that. But do you know how much sugar is in celery juice? If somebody could look it up, that'd be great. But I think it was like 12 grams of sugar in celery juice and none of the fiber. So yeah, it'll act as a diuretic. It'll help you go to the bathroom. But what is that doing to feed your microbiome? Nothing. You'd be way better off eating a stalk of celery than taking a giant thing of celery and juicing it and drinking it. All of that, those calories, all of that energy is going to be absorbed in the very top part of your small intestines. It's not, that juice does not make it down to your large intestines where your microbiome live, most of them. It doesn't feed them. So when you're fasting for longer periods of time than 16 hours, you could be starving that microbiome in the large intestines. And what happens is there's specific bacteria and microbiome that then start eating away at that mucous membrane that keeps the good bugs in and keeps them from spreading to other places. So if you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, SIBO, that is a loss of a portion of the mucus lining because you've starved those bugs and they start eating that lining and get out of that contained space where they're supposed to be. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Do you have a morning and nighttime routine? Oh my God, you have. KT Drew? I'm all about routines. That's what I do. That is exactly what I do. And that's what I work on a lot with one-on-one clients because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I don't have any more time than you do. I work my ass off. I probably work every day. I would say that I'm working 10, 12 hours, at least 10, 12 hours. But I get in exercise, I get in meditation, I get in sound therapy, I get in a cold plunge. I'm eating predominantly plant-based. I'm taking all of my supplements. I'm getting light in the morning in my eyes. I'm getting light in the evening in my eyes. I'm turning off all my overhead lights. I'm taking a warm bath at night. I'm taking magnesium at night. I mean, it on and on and on and on. And if you can develop kind of like, I call it a conveyor belt of health. If you can develop a conveyor belt of health where it just becomes part of your day. I can get out of the house if I'm pressed for time in 45 minutes, but really it's an hour that takes me from the time I open my eyes until I am dressed, shoes on, bag in hand, out the door. An hour. But in that hour, I've exposed my eyes to light, so I'm helping me sleep better at night. I've done a cold plunge, which has heated my core. It's boosted my metabolism, increased circulation, is helping my body really work to warm itself, which is also burning off any sort of hormones that are associated with sleep. So I'm warming that core. I'm doing red light therapy, increases circulation, great for skin health, great for wound healing, inflammation in the body. That is all part of that hour of me getting outside, getting out of the door. Skincare from head to toe. Your skin doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. It's everywhere. So I'm vitamin C everywhere, straight out of a cold plunge while I'm in the red light therapy. And then if you guys follow my skincare protocol, you know that I'm doing a skincare gadget every day and I time them to where it's strategic, because when you're younger, you've got, and your body's still growing, our bones are still growing, we have all of this collagen production that starts happening when we're younger, and then we get to our mid-20s and it starts declining. Well, you can trick your skin into producing that collagen much in the same way that it did when it was growing and still younger, by strategically using skincare gadgets, whether it's radio frequency, microcurrent, chemical peels, even topical skincare as well, microneedling, red light therapy. All these are things that help stimulate collagen production. So you make that routine part of that morning routine. I could be in red light therapy and doing 20 minutes of radio frequency on the lower jowls. So you multitask, you learn to multitask. And this is something that I really, help people. Oh, and so let me just finish. So red light therapy, skincare everywhere, sunscreen, hormones, putting on my exercise clothes, I'm going out to exercise. That's 1 hour. I'm not sitting there at the table, turning on the TV, trying to wake up with caffeine. I'm letting my body wake up naturally through science, through tricking it, right? That's part of it. That what I just gave you, KT_Drew, that's the morning part of it, right? But then you think about, and when I'm in the cold plunge, I'm doing breath work. I'm doing the Tumo breathing. So that, as if you're breathing out of a straw, that's while I'm in the cold plunge. Meditation comes at a different time. Like, it's all interwoven into my life. It doesn't take me any more time to get through a day than it does you guys. All of you. We all have 24 hours. Okay, I hope that helps. And I can go through the evening routine as well. I'm having a really hard time staying consistent with my morning and evening routine. Any recommendations? That's KT. Yeah, book a one-on-one with me. Because what I do is I'll say, Drew, tell me how you open your eyes. Let's go through from the time you open your eyes to the time you close your eyes. Let's get through there, and how can I help you stack healthy aging hacks along the way, so that when you've got your 24 hours, you've got all of this healthy aging stuff that you're doing that's going to promote longevity and help you feel and function and, yes, look the best you can while doing it. So not only am I working to help extend your life and extend that health span, the number of healthy years. This is what typically happens. Not typically, I don't want to say typically, but this is generally what happens sometimes to people who do not take care of themselves, right? It's this, here's your optimal health in your 20s, and it just is this slow thing. Here's what I try to do. Extend that health span. So right up until the end, you're functioning, you're feeling, you're looking the best that you can. Your body is working as it did when it was younger. That's the Live Young method. That's what it's about, right? How do you incorporate all of this stuff inside out part of aging and the outside in? So how do we do that? With topical skincare, with stuff that how we trick our skin to behave younger. But then also, what are we doing to our insides, to our metabolism, to our muscles, to our skeletal system? How is all of that within 24 hours in a consistent way? KT Drew, that's what I do as a health coach. I go through your day and I help you set up that conveyor belt of health. That's what I do. So that said, my prices for one-on-one coaching are cut in half just for this month. Next month I have to put them back up because I'm developing that 10-week course that is taking a lot of my time. And so I'm doing things a little different now with my coaching. When I do a one-on-one Zoom, I'm giving you guys the recording of that Zoom. So you can just DM me the word coaching, get on my calendar, because next month that price goes up, as well as the price of the club that I do. Somebody said, what do you think about collagen? Lema_Ona. What do you think about collagen? I actually did a write-up in Vogue magazine about collagen. They reached out to me and wanted my input on what I thought about collagen, what was the best sources of collagen. I have my favorites. You guys can DM me the word collagen. It'll give you the link. But collagen, I feel, listen, if you're vegan, don't try to look for a collagen, because collagen comes from animals. Just like fiber comes from plants, collagen only comes from animals. There is no such thing as vegan collagen. That's snake oil. No such thing as vegan collagen. It comes from the cartilage of animals. And here's my thought on it. And there's a lot of research on this as well, you guys. But here's my thought on it. It still goes through your digestion. So is collagen like a little bit like, I don't know, a tiny bit, because I think people are under the impression that when you drink a collagen supplement or you take a collagen supplement, it goes to your skin. It goes right where you want it to. No, your body takes those amino acids, breaks them down, breaks them up. They still get processed, but you have the precursors to produce collagen. So the way that I use collagen, and I take collagen every day because I'm always tricking my skin into producing collagen, right? So I'm taking collagen every day. Mine is Modere. Just DM me the word collagen. I'll get you the link. But it still gets digested, right? Now I want you to think about this for a second. If you are creating microtraumas in your skin through microneedling, or you're creating like a shock heat that you need through radio frequency to stimulate that collagen production, you're directing, you're literally saying, hey, collagen that you just ingested, all those amino acids, here's where you want to go, because here's the injury. Does that make sense? We create and direct the collagen where you want it to go. Listen, it'll go everywhere. But when you're wanting your body to produce its own collagen and really ramp up that whole production, you need to create the microtrauma, and then those cells get woken up and they go to that rescue. Now I have a collagen stimulator, my hair, skin, and nails. I don't have any products with me because I'm at my mom's house, but my hair, skin, and nails is a collagen generator. So that kind of tickles those cells, those fibroblasts that create the collagen, wakes them up, nourishes them, gives them all the stuff that they need. Then you drink the collagen, which is a hydrolyzed collagen, because the collagen molecule is too big to be absorbed. So a lot of the stuff that is out there on the market, the powdered collagens, that kind of stuff, you're literally wasting your money. It's just coming out of your body. So you have a hydrolyzed collagen that has research behind it that shows the content in the skin of hyaluronic acid that improves, so moisture improves, collagen content in the skin improves. You want third-party tested collagen. That's the one that I use. Third-party tested collagen. Not the company running the tests, but outsiders running the tests to really say, like, does this really work? And yes, it does. But it works in a different way than what people think. So not all collagen supplements are created equally. So what I do is I create the microtrauma, either through microneedling, through radio frequency, whatever. And then I take the collagen, so I have all the precursors, and then I nourish those cells that produce the collagen with my Live Young, Healthy Aging, Hair, Skin, Nails collagen generator. So it's those three things. Create the trauma, make sure those cells are healthy that produce the collagen, and then give them all the precursors they need. And that's kind of the write-up that I did for Vogue magazine, which was like, wow, I was a little farm girl. I never thought I'd be in Vogue, like writing something. So that's my thought about collagen. It's a lot more complicated than what people think. And not all collagen is created equally. And if it's a topical collagen, you are wasting your money. You just got suckered in to buying something because the collagen molecule will not go into your skin. It's too big. It's going to sit there on top. You wasted your money. If they put collagen in a topical thing, you're wasting your money. Better to drink it. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. I'm due to poor connection. Okay, I'm back. Every time it pauses, I'm like, I don't know. Do I say anything? This is the Aura ring. Somebody just added, is that a copper ring? No, it's not a copper ring, although there are a lot of Hailstorm_fitness. There's a lot of research in copper and wearing like copper, if you've got an injury or something, to have something woven with copper. This is the Aura ring, and I love this because I can track my sleep and my activity. And so what I've learned in just wearing this is that my husband's a little bit of a night out. And if we're watching something really interesting on TV, and I happen to like stay up a little bit later than I normally do, and I doze off on the couch before I come up to go to bed, my REM and my deep sleep has been severely compromised. And I only know that by wearing an Oura ring like this. So there's a lot of different bio trackers. I went to a conference at USC, I want to say it was 6 months ago, and they had like, the speakers were one of the founders of Impossible Meat, and another one worked for Apple. And the big push in the future is all these bio trackers. Like, how do you track your glucose level? How are you tracking your sleep? What I did learn from this as well is that my cold plunge, my 2-minute and 48-second cold plunge, tracks as a moderate exercise for 23 minutes. 23 minutes of exercise, that's what it tracks as from a 2-minute and 48-second cold plunge. That's how my body is working to warm itself up. Talk about boosting metabolism, right? Right off the bat, your metabolism is up. So that's what this is, an Oura ring. No affiliation, no, I can't get you guys a discount or anything. What type do you take? My hair is falling out and I've tried everything. KT Drew, if you're talking about collagen, that's Modere. You can just, when I post this to my main feed, which I'm going to do after this, normally Sunday it goes only to my exclusive club, but because I wasn't on yesterday and this is just a Q&A, I'm going to post this to my main feed. And when I do that, you can just put in the comment section collagen and then check your DM. It'll give you the link. Oh my God. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia from Holland is here. Okay. How often do you dermaplane? It really depends. If I have like a photo shoot or something like that, I'll do a little bit of that. But if I'm also like, if I'm in that mode where I've hit it hard with retinoids and my skin's like a little bit flaky, and I know I have an event coming up, I'll just do a little dermaplane, like one of those little, little razor things to get the peach fuzz off and all the dead skin. And that's not on my weekly schedule. So for those of you who have, Mom Max Mad, for those of you who have that protocol that I have, that skincare gadget protocol that tells you how do I fit in microneedling, radio frequency, microcurrent, red light therapy, dry brushing, chemical peels, how do I fit those in a month to where I'm creating this wave of collagen that happens with the skin? Listen, surgery can do a lot of things, but there's nothing that helps the quality of the skin and the health of the skin. So for those of you who don't know, I did have my neck done when I was 50. I'm 56. I had my neck done right before I got married. Nothing else has been done to my face. I've not had an upper bleph. I've not had a lower bleph, although I have clients who have, and I've recommended that to somebody who thought like I want to have this, so I've steered them to the right doctor. But the quality of the skin, the health of the skin comes from the inside. So what kind of collagen are you using? How are you sleeping? What is your stress level? What are you ingesting into your body, right? How are you protecting your skin? Are you doing red light therapy? Skincare shines from inside out, and then we do outside in. So the outside in part of what I do, if you don't have that weekly that monthly calendar, when I post this to my main feed, just DM me the word protocol, or you can DM skincare protocol, okay? And that I need you to look at, sign up for the newsletter because you'll be prompted, and then look in your junk mail because it will come from Darnell Cox. That's my name. It'll come into your junk mail from Darnell Cox within about 5 or 10 minutes. So I get this question all the time, like, I didn't get it. Look in your junk mail. It's automated. You're going to get it. And that will tell you how do I fit in all of those skincare gadgets to address the skin from the outside in, right? Inside out starts with everything that you do. You don't think that your skin is affected by what you ingest? Give up alcohol for a month and look at your skin. Look at your waistline, look at your skin. What you put in your mouth, how you handle your stress, how your body is moving, right? sound therapy, meditation, sleep, predominantly plant-based, all of like the superfoods, collagen stimulators, supplements, all of that is healthy aging from the inside out. You want the outside in, you give me that, you sign up for the newsletter and you just either DM me the word protocol, or when I post this to my main feed, comment the word protocol, okay? K2, yes. K2 is a supplement that literally helps direct calcium into your bone. So it used to come, and we still get it, from the yolk of eggs. And then that whole American diet things that eggs were bad for you. And then the commercialization of the eggs where the yolk is not even close to that dark orange color that it used to be. That's why you want to make sure that you're having pasture raised. You want chickens that are eating things that they're supposed to be eating, like worms and seeds and bugs and insects. That's only from pasture raised chickens. Open those two eggs up and look at the color of the yolk, and you'll know which one is like the healthier version of that, because it changes color depending on the diet of that chicken. So K2 comes from egg yolks, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things too, but the main source is from egg yolks. So you can get that in a supplement, and a K2 supplement mixed with a D3, so a K2 D3 is really, really great for bone strength. So we're no longer taking calcium supplements. And the reason is because calcium for men is not great for your prostate, and they don't know if that is part of like the hardening of the artery. So we're not taking calcium supplements. You can get plenty of calcium from the food that you eat, even if you're predominantly plant-based, even if you don't have any dairy. Predominantly plant-based, no dairy, my calcium levels are great. And that's because I eat a lot of green leafy vegetables. Okay, moving on. Let's see if there's anything else. Ooh, we're getting close to time for poor connection. Okay, I'm back again. Oh my God, this show, once I post it, is going to be like, wait, okay, I'm back again. Wait, okay, I'm back again. Because I'm just have a poor connection at my mom's house. So MURTAZAHR, Menstruara 28. When I say wait for me to post this and then comment supplements, because I won't get this here. Lynn Malotto, once I post this, I won't see those. So I'm going to post it right afterwards, and then in the comment section of this video, and you'll see it'll have like a thumbnail that says Q&A. It'll be 5 minutes after I get done here. Comment their supplements, and that'll go to your DMs. Okay, is there anything else? Sculpture in the forehead or the temples? Temples. So you're not there's not a lot of fat here, right? We don't lose volume here. This is skull. You lose volume here. You lose volume in your cheeks. And when that happens, no, I have no fillers in my face. I know, baby Rose. When that happens, then this is the marionette lines, and this is from a loss of bone and a loss of fat. When that goes, that's where this goes. This all comes down, right? You'll get bottom heavy when you lose this. When you're up here, like we were when we were younger, you see how it's like an upside down shaped egg. So honestly, I think doctors who put filler in the bottom of the face, I just want to, you're not helping people here. You're making them look kind of weird. Okay, let's see. Yes. I got the question about NAD, K2. I don't have time to go into it now, and that makes me think like, ooh, that's gonna make like a really good reels. Let me do a little bit of research on that. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna keep going. Please help me. I want to look like you when I. It starts with. Listen, I don't know how old you are, Dr. Lonely, but. If you follow me, this is what I coach all the time. And look at that last post that I did. I got just smeared because I didn't give resources. But what I want to make sure that you guys understand, as a gerontologist, as a 500-hour yoga instructor, as a master's in psychology, as a holistic nutrition and health coach, I'm constantly pouring through research. And even if I don't give the source, I'm constantly pouring through it. And on my 10-week course, which I'm developing right now, there'll be resources on every single thing that I do. But for those of you who saw that last post I did on pesticides in alcohol, there's, people want to hold on to their alcohol so strong. It's a known toxin, you guys. It just is. And then we're adding the pesticides on top of that. So look at the story that I just posted and read that article. It just came out today on pesticides, even in European wines. Okay, I think I'm going to get off of here, you guys. Happy Father's Day to all of those amazing fathers out there. Like I said earlier, my dad is my hero because he took me in at 15. Went all through high school living by myself with my dad. My 4 siblings lived out on the farm still. And I did live on a farm until I was 15 years old. And that was a life that I felt like, in retrospect, I love it, and I'm trying to get back to a little bit of those roots, but yeah, never really thought that that was where I was supposed to end up. And here I am back again, surrounded by 20 acres of grapevines at my mom's house. Check out those stories and you'll see where I am. All right, everybody, I'm going to post this right now. So remember that that's where, if you have any other questions, you guys, any other questions, put them there. I'm going to be in a 4-hour drive to LA, so I'm not going to be able to get to them until probably tomorrow, but I will be looking through the comments and all of that. So have a great rest of your day, you guys. Enjoy those men who have made a difference in your life, who have helped make you who you are. So thank you, Dad. Love you.